I'm here with Riccardo Viaggi, Secretary General of CEC, the Committee of European Construction Equipment. Thank you, Riccardo.
Thank you to you.
And I think he can help us in understanding the economic situation from the European OEMs perspective.
2025 was a fairly positive year for the industry in Europe. The sales of construction machinery, which we track, has been progressing a little bit, single-digit growth, but it was very important to come out of the very deep hole that we had in 2024. So there is a little bit of optimism in the industry at the end of 25 and in early 2026. Despite a lot of headwinds, there are a lot of concerns.
Yes.
The geopolitical context is the main concern, not only with trade policies of the Trump administration, which has made it very challenging for our member companies to sell to the US because of the duties. Everybody is aware of that. But still, there is some optimism also for the American market. The European market is performing in a positive territory, which is already good news, with a little bit of variation across the continent. The southern European markets have gone quite well in 2025, but we believe that some of the steam is drying up. We all know what happened, what is happening with the incentive schemes in Italy. Spain is still doing okay, but luckily the big markets in Central and Northern Europe are now picking up. There is a lot of momentum in Germany, some momentum in the Benelux, and also some job sites being started in Scandinavian countries. So we see some momentum coming into 2026. Our business barometer has some good indication, some optimism in this indication. Every month we do a sentiment survey to all our industry leaders, and it's on the rise. So we are quite optimistic.
And what's going on in Europe? And which project are you involved in?
So a very interesting project that we are involved in is the whole trend around autonomy, automatic and robotics. Just last week, the European Commission hosted the very first industrial dialogue on robotics and automation in construction. We were invited to be, let's say, the industry partner, the industrial partner to this, and we had a fairly interesting and productive dialogue with the whole value chain of machinery, contractors, rental companies, and we really believe there is a fairly interesting future for all technologies that lead to autonomy, to automatic work, robotics, because we know that it really helps increase the productivity, increase safety, and increase in general the overall sustainability of the industry from an economic point of view, from a societal point of view, and from an environmental point of view. So we are quite looking forward to the next steps of this work on robotics by the EU, because our members are very heavily invested on that. So one of the big projects is that, and then of course we are following the simplification that the European Union is trying to make.
Concern in Europe, the
that
regulatory
is
simplification.
A very, very big concern. Luckily, finally, we are now being heard by the policymakers on certain things that went too far in the past and should now be corrected. So we are monitoring and supporting the policymakers in making legislation much simpler than before.
Very good to hear that, and thank you, Riccardo, for this interview.
Thank you. My pleasure.